Hello, squaddies. Today we're talking about how Prince Harry has officially had enough of the lies, the manipulation and the deliberate sabotage, and he's fighting back harder than ever. The gloves are off, and honestly, it's about time. So here's what went down that has everyone talking. Yesterday, Matt Wilkinson from The Sun, yes, that same tabloid that's been spreading poison about Harry and Meghan for years, published what he claimed was an exclusive leak from the palace. This leak supposedly revealed intimate details about Prince Harry's recent meeting with King Charles, complete with descriptions of warm embraces, kisses and gift exchanges. But here's where it gets interesting. And this is why I absolutely love the new Harry we're seeing. Wilkinson tried to spin this as a cold, formal meeting that went nowhere. They were literally trying to make it seem like Harry's reconciliation efforts with his father were falling flat. Well, guess what happened next? Prince Harry said, "Not today." His spokesperson came out swinging with a statement that absolutely demolished these lies. Recent reporting of the Duke's view of the tone of the meeting is categorically false. The quotes attributed to him are pure invention fed, one can only assume, by sources intent on sabotaging any reconciliation between father and son. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this? Harry didn't just deny the story, he called out exactly what's been happening behind the scenes for years. He's telling us straight up that there are people actively working to destroy any chance of healing between him and his father. And let's be real about who those sources intent on sabotaging really are. We all know who has been the most vocal about not wanting Harry back in the family. We all know who reportedly called Charles weak for even considering reconciliation. We all know who has made it crystal clear that Harry is not welcome back. That's right, Prince William, the same person who, according to multiple reports, has been the main obstacle to any family healing. And now Harry is essentially calling him out publicly for being the leak, for being the saboteur, for being the one feeding false information to friendly journalists. This isn't just about one story, beautiful people. This is about a pattern that's finally being exposed in real time. Harry also clarified another crucial detail that shows just how far these lies go. Remember how Wilkinson claimed the gift Harry gave Charles was a framed photo of Harry, Meghan and the children? Well, Harry's team confirmed that while a framed photograph was given, it absolutely did not contain images of him and Meghan. Think about that for a second. They literally made up details about what was in a private gift exchange. How invasive and manipulative is that? And here's what I find absolutely beautiful about this moment. This isn't the first time this week that Harry has had to shut down their lies. 3 times in 1 week. 3 times he's had to come out and say, that's completely false. Notice the pattern of who's writing these stories? Matt Wilkinson, Rebecca English, Richard Eden, all journalists who are notably close to William's camp, all people who have consistently pushed anti-Harry narratives, all people who now look absolutely foolish because Harry is no longer staying silent. What's happening here goes so much deeper than just this one incident. Rhiannon Mills from Sky News actually admitted something incredible in her coverage of this story. She wrote that this whole situation only reinforces Harry's belief that people within the palace were always briefing against him and his family. Bingo, this is exactly what Harry and Meghan have been telling us for years. They weren't paranoid, they weren't playing victim, they were telling the truth about palace sources actively working against them. And if you need more proof, let's go back to Harry's phone hacking trial against the Daily Mirror. Court documents literally stated that many stories about Harry came from information disclosed by or on behalf of royal households or members of the royal family. The Daily Mirror's own publisher admitted in court that members of the royal family were the ones leaking information about Harry and Meghan. This isn't speculation anymore, people. This is confirmed fact presented in a court of law. The beautiful thing about Harry finally fighting back is watching how the media has to scramble. After Harry's statement, Matt Wilkinson had to go back and update his article to include Harry's response. Can you imagine the embarrassment? And Wilkinson's excuse? He claimed they had asked Harry's team for comment and didn't get a response, so they just made stuff up. That's not journalism, that's fiction writing. But here's what's really telling. After Harry spoke out, This story exploded across every major news outlet. The Guardian, BBC, The Independent, Sky News, Fox News, everyone picked up on Harry calling out the sabotage. This became massive international news, and it completely flipped the narrative. Instead of the story being about a failed meeting between Harry and Charles, the story became about Harry exposing the palace leaks and calling out the deliberate sabotage of his relationship with his father. What we're witnessing, beautiful souls, is a completely different Prince Harry. This is not the Harry who stayed silent while lies were spread about him and his family. This is not the Harry who took the high road while others threw mud. This is a Harry who has learned that sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. This is a Harry who understands that staying silent doesn't make the lies stop. It just makes them louder. And honestly, I am here for it. For too long we've watched as certain palace sources, and we know who they are, have used the media to paint Harry and Meghan as the villains in their own story. We've watched as legitimate grievances were dismissed, as valid concerns were twisted into attacks, as their truth was buried under palace-approved narratives. But now Harry is setting the record straight in real time. He's not waiting for royal biographers to maybe get it right in 20 years. He's not hoping that history will vindicate him. He's speaking his truth right now. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, Prince William's role in all of this. Because while Harry is being diplomatic by referring to sources intent on sabotaging, we all know who he's really talking about. William has reportedly made it clear that he doesn't want Harry back. He's allegedly called Charles weak for even considering reconciliation. He's the one who benefits most from keeping Harry as the family scapegoat. And now, through his media allies, he's actively trying to make Harry's efforts at reconciliation look pathetic and unsuccessful. But here's what William doesn't seem to understand. Every time one of these coordinated attacks backfires, every time Harry has to come out and correct the record, William looks more and more like the petty, jealous brother we always suspected he was. The relationship between Harry and Charles might actually be improving, and that terrifies William because it threatens his preferred narrative, where Harry is the permanent outcast. What excites me most about this new approach from Harry is that it completely changes the game. The old playbook of leak lies, watch Harry stay silent, move on to the next lie, is officially dead. Now, every journalist thinking about publishing palace-sourced gossip about Harry has to wonder, am I going to get called out publicly? Am I going to have to update my story with embarrassing corrections? Am I going to become part of the story instead of just reporting it? This creates accountability where there was none before. This makes these so-called journalists actually think twice before they publish unverified claims. And for Harry and Meghan's supporters, which I know includes so many of you beautiful people watching this feels like vindication. Everything they told us about palace briefings, about coordinated attacks, about sources working against them, is being proven true in real time. I want to hear from you in the comments. How are you feeling about this new, more assertive Harry? Do you think he should have started fighting back sooner? Or was this the perfect time? And what do you think William's next move will be? Because you know William isn't going to take this lying down. You know he's probably already planning the next leak, the next attempt to undermine Harry's relationship with Charles. But here's the difference now. Harry isn't going to let it slide. Harry is ready for the fight. If you're loving this new energy from Harry, if you're excited to see him finally fighting back against the lies and manipulation, then show this video some love. Hit that like button. Share it with anyone who needs to hear this truth. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to keep following this story because I have a feeling this is just the beginning. The palace games are being exposed, the media manipulation is being called out, and Harry and Meghan's truth is finally being heard. Beautiful souls, we are witnessing history. We're watching a member of the royal family refuse to be silenced, refuse to be scapegoated, and refuse to let lies define his story. This isn't just about Harry and Meghan anymore. This is about truth versus manipulation, transparency versus secrecy, authentic relationships versus palace politics. And I don't know about you, but I'm Team Truth all the way. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this incredible community. And I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue following this explosive story. Until then, keep spreading love, keep seeking truth, and remember, the light always wins in the end. Peace and love, beautiful souls.